Hello, welcome to episode 2 of Tech Tuesdays. My name is Mark Richardson, and today I'm talking about test, and in particular I'm talking about TBrun. Now TBrun is our unit testing tool, and what I'm talking about today is how can we generate test cases from a comma-separated value file. Well, first of all, why would you want to do that? And then secondly, how do you go about doing it? Well, the why is very simple. Whenever you need to create a large number of test cases for the same function, yes, you can do that through the GUI, but it's rather tedious. If you need to create 100 test cases, then it's much simpler to basically create it from a comma-separated value file. How do we go about doing that? Well, first of all, we create one test case manually. So we use the GUI, we create a test case, we add our stubs, we do whatever we need to do, and then we export that test case, and we export it as a test case template file. We can then edit that file, and what we do is we find all the values that we want to basically change, and we replace them with a column number. So basically, I want to get a value from a particular column in a comma-separated value file. We then create this comma-separated value file containing all the values, and then we use the CSV to TCF Python script that's provided with the LDRA tool suite, and we can basically create a TCF file. And then finally, we import those test cases from that TCF file, and we can run them. Now, if you have any particular questions, well, if you're watching live and you do have questions, then please drop them into the chat or the Q&A window, and I'll do my best to answer them at the end. Okay, so this is a flow diagram, and it's basically a flow diagram of the function that I want to test. So this is this function user interface pass, and as we can see, it has a large number of case statements. So if I want to test this function, I'm going to need to create a large number of test cases. In this particular case, we can see the cyclomatic complexity is set to 16, so I probably need to create at least 16 test cases. So let's go into TBrun. And inside TBrun, what I've done is, first of all, I've isolated the function that I want to test. So you can see here, user interface is included in my sequence. All the other functions that are internal have been excluded. And since they've been excluded, I've been able to go and stub them. And so now I'm going to be able to create test cases. So in this particular case, I've created a test case for user interface pass. And I've got an input. And so I've given it the input character S. And then when that executes, I'm going to expect that it's going to call the function cash register start. And so here, if I take a look at my stubs, I can see that cash register start, I've set it to ensure the stub is executed exactly once. At the same time, I've set up all the other stubs to say, well, I'm not expecting these to be executed. So I've set that up. I can now go and execute this. I've already executed it, but we'll just run it again, and we should find that the test passes. So that's good. We can take a look at the regression report, and we should be able to see that, yes, cash register start, I expected it to be called once, and it has been called once. Good. So let's put that to one side. So now what I'd like to be able to do is to create a lot of test cases. So to do that, I'm going to first of all go and export the test cases. So let's export those, and I'm going to export those as a TCT file, and I'm going to simply overwrite this one here. So let's go and do that. Okay, we'll just overwrite that, and now we should be able to go and reload that, and there we can see the exported test cases. So what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to go and edit this, and there we can see I've got begin test case. So there's the user interface pass, creation date, I don't care about that, procedure number, don't care about that, I could delete those. Description, I want to get that from column number 1, so I'm going to put in here $CSV1. If I type it in right, it might help, CSV1. Okay, and then what I want to do is I want to get the value. So instead of little character s, I want to get that from column 2. So I'm going to put in there $CSV2. Carrying on, I can then see that stubs Well, am I expecting this to get hit or not? Well, I want to get that from the next column. So I'm going to put that into column CSV3, and I'm going to continue like that through the file. So to save time, what I've done is I've already done that. So I'm going to copy these, and I'm simply going to go and paste those into there. And there we can see I've just saved just the information that I need. All right, so let's go and save that. And now I'm going to go and run a batch file. So before I do that, I probably need to go and create my CSV file. So let's go and open this CSV file here. So user interface CSV, let's edit that with Notepad++. And in this particular case, we can see I've just created two functions or two test cases. So the first column here is basically, the first line here is saying the first column is the function, user interface pass. Second is the description. So I've got low level requirement 120, low level requirement 121. Then I've got my input, a character. So there's little s, there's little e. If I'm going to send little s, then I expect to get 1, 2, 3, 4, which would be the cache register start. And if I pass little e, I'd expect to get 2 further on, which is cache register end. So there I've set up basically the stubs that I'm expecting to be hit and the stubs I'm not expecting to get hit. Good, so that's done. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and generate my test cases. So I've got a batch file here that's going to basically execute this Python script. Let's just run that. And that's now just generated this user interface.tcf file. And there we can see test case number 1 is the requirement 120, little s. And if we scroll down, we should come to the next test case. So test case number 2, low level requirement 121, character little e, and we should be able to see all the stubs are set up as we expected. Good. So now let's go and import that. So I'm going to go back into TBrun, and I'm going to go and delete the existing test case, otherwise we'll end up with an additional one. And now I'm going to go and import test cases from the user interface.tcf file that we've just generated. So now we can see we have 2 test cases, and if I switch to my test case view, we can see the description. And if I go to the sequence tree view, we should be able to see that here we have little e, and we should be able to check that we're going to call cache register end, and there you can see yes, ensure stub is executed once, and cache register start is not executed. So that's looking good. Let's go and execute that. Okay, they've both passed, so that's good. So now let's make it a bit more complex. Let's go and delete these test cases. So easiest to go to this view here, select them, and let's just delete both test cases. And let's go back into here, and in this particular case, in my CSV file, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and copy all these and paste them into this file here. And there we can see I've got all these other low-level requirements, including low-level requirement 124, where I'm trying the values from 0 to 9, low-level requirement 125, where I'm trying a value just less than 0, 125 just greater than 9, and all the other values here. So once again, I'm going to go and save this, go back and re-execute my batch file. So we should be able to see this is now much bigger, and I should now be able to go and import these once again. So let's go and do sequence test case, import test cases from the same file, and we should have 24 test cases. And once again, let's just go and run these. They've all passed, and we could take a look at one of these, maybe this one here. Let's go and view the regression report. And in this particular case, we can see that we expected user interface help to get invoked, and it was invoked exactly once. So that basically is all about the comma-separated value files and how we can generate test cases from them. So just to summarize, why would you do this? Well, as I mentioned, whenever you need to create a large number of test cases for the same function, then certainly you can add the information into a CSV file and then generate the test cases from that. If you're watching live and you have any questions, then as I mentioned earlier, please drop them into the chat or the Q&A panel, and I'll do my best to to answer in a few minutes' time. Otherwise, you can always reach our team at techtuesdays@tasking.com. Well, that's all I wanted to talk about today. So thank you for joining us, and let's begin with the Q&A sessions.